So imagine starting a brand new business where making just one single paperwork error could result in your personal bank accounts being frozen overnight, like completely locked out.
Yeah, it is a truly terrifying thought for any founder.
Right. Well, today's deep dive decodes the Guía Integral de Obligaciones Empresariales en Mexico. We are basically, stripping away all that dense legal jargon so you can grasp the essential roadmap of starting and running a business in Mexico without drowning in red tape.
Because before you can sell even the single product, you really have to build the actual vessel that will carry it. I mean, you need a solid legal structure first.
Yeah, and looking at this guide, it feels, well, exactly like picking a character class in a video game at the start of a new campaign.
Oh, that is actually a really great way to look at it.
Right, because you've got three main choices here. You can play as a persona physica, which is basically a solo individual, or, you can be a traditional persona moral.
Right, the standard corporation.
Exactly, which requires you to go hire a notary and find at least one other partner. Or, your third option, you can pick the SAS, the Simplified Joint Stock Company. But I have to ask, why would anyone choose the slow, expensive, traditional route when the SAS lets you start totally digitally for $0 with just one person?
Well, that initial choice permanently defines your future administrative burden.
Okay, how so?
So the traditional route involves notary fees and these really complex frameworks because it's built to legally handle diverse multi-partner ownership and heavy outside investment.
So if you want venture capital later on or something like that.
Exactly. The SAS, on the other hand, is modern and frictionless. It's designed to encourage rapid formalization, but it comes with strict revenue caps.
Got it.
So picking the wrong vehicle means dragging this, unnecessary administrative armor around for the entire life of your business.
Okay, so once that legal entity actually exists, the clock immediately starts ticking on your two heaviest recurring responsibilities, right?
Yeah.
Taxes and your workforce.
Yes, and let's start with the tax authority, the SAT.
Honestly, just reading about the SAT sounds crushingly overwhelming for a brand new solo entrepreneur trying to find their first customer.
It really can be. I mean, the tax authority operates a lot like a strict landlord who demands a master key to your apartment.
Wow, okay, that is a visual.
Right. So through digital tools like your e.firma and your Buzon Tributario, which is your digital tax mailbox, they maintain direct, real-time access to your business.
And then there is the invoicing, the CFBI 4.0.
Yes, you have to issue those invoices for every single transaction. And it isn't just a paper receipt. It's a digital stamp that alerts the government of your exact revenue the second a sale happens.
Okay, I've got to push back here for a second. I mean, how does a brand new business even survive that level of real-time electronic accounting? It just seems impossible.
Well, there's a massive silver lining here, and it's called Recico.
The simplified trust regime.
Exactly. If you make under 3.5 million pesos, the government drastically drops your income tax rate to just 1 to 2.5%.
Wait, really? Just 1%?
Yeah, it's incredibly low. It is basically the government's way of saying, hey, formalize your business early, and we won't penalize your initial growth.
Okay, that makes sense. So I am paying my taxes, enjoying my Resico rate, but what happens the second I hire my first employee?
Well, that is when you formally shift the burden of employee welfare onto yourself.
Right, the labor laws kick in.
Exactly. You now have to manage IMSS and Infonavit to fund their healthcare and housing. Plus, you are legally required to share your company profits through a mechanism called PTU.
And it doesn't stop at just financial benefits, does it?
Not at all. The government enforces official Mexican standards, known as NMGIBs. Like under NM035, you must actively prevent psychosocial stress in your workplace.
Which is a huge responsibility.
It is. And if your team works from home, NOM037 dictates strict telework rules. So you aren't just paying a salary, you are legally responsible for their holistic well-being.
Okay, so managing taxes keeps the government satisfied, and labor rules keep your team secure. But you still need to actively protect your own castle, right? Like your operations, your customers, your cash flow.
Absolutely. Many founders stumble because they focus so heavily on federal taxes that they completely ignore their own operational defense.
Like what exactly?
Well, you have to register your trademarks with the MPI to prevent competitors from stealing your brand.
Right.
And you have to issue privacy notices under INAI guidelines to protect your customers' data. Plus, on a local level, depending on your industry, agencies like Civil Protection or COFEPRIS.
COFEPRIS is for health and food standards, right?
Yes, and they literally hold the keys to keeping your physical doors open.
Okay, but what about the banking obligations? Because the guide emphasizes those really heavily.
Oh, the banking side is crucial. Banks enforce strict Know Your Customer or KYC protocols and anti-money laundering reports.
And if you miss one,
If you fail to update your corporate profiles, banks are legally obligated to freeze your accounts without warning.
they just shut off the water. I mean, that kills a business instantly.
Instantly. Non-compliance is never just a minor paperwork error in Mexico.
No kidding.
Skipping these steps triggers compounding fines, business closures, or even personal legal liability. You really have to view this entire ecosystem not as a hurdle, but as the foundational architecture of your business.
That definitely changes how you view all this administrative setup. And, it leaves me with this final thought for you to mull over today. With corporate structures like the SAS now proving we can do 100% digital incorporation, how long until this entire bureaucratic ecosystem is completely automated by code?
Yeah, that is the big question.
Right. And what happens to the traditional legal gatekeepers, the notaries and bureaucrats when it is?